They've remembered how to win a fucking football game. Thanks very much, Liverpool. Thank you, the football gods. Thank you, the world. We've had a lovely weekend on Merseyside with the weather. Everyone's been out and about and going to parks and going down the front and eating ice cream and, you know, that kind of gear. And then there was Liverpool on Sunday night, just looking at you, glinting in the grass, saying, we could still fuck up your weekend. But they decided not to, and it's fucking brilliant. It's brilliant to see the Reds win again. And all the other results as well, as you've probably seen, you know, pretty much fell for the Reds as well. So it's not bad. Not a bad weekend. And to talk about not a bad weekend and not a bad match, Mo Stewart and Andy McCann with me, Gareth Roberts, today. And yeah, Mo, it was decent. It was good. I mean, we've got, you know, caveat, blah, 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 blah. Sheffield United, not very good, lost 21 games now. But, you know, that's their problem. We needed to go and fucking win after losing 4 on the spin, and we've gone and done just that.
We've got plenty of problems of our own, and yeah. I mean, and a lot of them are very similar to Sheffield United. We've forgotten how to win, and half of our team is out injured. So, be able to see that, and obviously there was the missing person we knew about in Alisson. Obviously, rest in peace, his father. But then
the commentator never seemed to notice.
I was going to say he played, didn't he?
But it's obviously just expecting to see maybe Fabinho, definitely Jota, and then to find out that neither of them are in the squad, you just felt a little bit like, uh-oh. But it was a tough game. It wasn't one I expected any fans who aren't Liverpool or Sheffield United fans to watch, and with rightly so, because these are two teams, like I said, that seem to have forgotten how to win. So it was a little bit scrappy, a little bit sloppy in places, but we dug it out. Like, we made mistakes in the game that probably would have been punished if we were playing a different team. But sometimes you just need that. You need the luck to be able to make mistakes and not be punished. And then we were able to grow into the game. We were able to get the goals, which we'll come on to, and get a clean sheet as well, which means that from front to back, everybody can go in that dressing room and be like, it's been a tough season, but today we all did our jobs. And now we're in the right shout. Win against Chelsea, and it suddenly looks a lot different.
Yeah, it certainly does. And Andy, you know, the energy was there, the effort was there. As Mo says, there's still a few moments there at the back that you don't really want to see. But, you know, I think we can all understand why, given, what is it now, something stupid, 19, 18, whatever it is in terms of centre. I think it's 18, isn't it? 18 different centre-back pairings. We know about Adrian as well, and that he can be a little bit mad. So I think if it was a little bit mad back there, that's sort of understandable. But there was lots of good stuff going the other way. I thought Trent was much more like Trent. Curtis got man of the match on the telly, and deservedly so. I thought he played really well, and I think, you know, if the old chestnut, if you threw someone in the footy stadium who'd never, you know, seen him play football before, you know, he wouldn't think he was 20 years old. So you know, those two for me were probably, you know, Liverpool's best two players on the day. But in general, you know, it just feels like, hopefully, because we won't know until we've played a couple more games, but it could be the little press the reset button moment, couldn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was. There's been a few times lately, and tonight was one of them, where you kind of think this is like watching them for the last 2 years. For a long period of time, you're watching them thinking, this doesn't feel different than when Van Dijk and Gomez were playing at centre-half and we were on form. And all that happens, it's that 60% of the pitch is all right, it's sound, and then it's what happens in the 220s makes the difference. I know Sean Rodgers said that years ago, and he couldn't have been more spot on. And the front 20 hasn't been going our way lately for all the focus that's been on the back. But ultimately, it's been the back 20. But one of the biggest things I've thought, Van Dijk makes mistakes even up until this season. There were times last year where we got lucky wins where he'd made a mistake, or Gomez, or we scraped, you know, we were under pressure and Alisson made a great save, but then Mo would dig us out right at the end, or someone would get we'd score 2 in the last 10 minutes and kill the game. And all that's happened really is that's just hasn't been happening. And the two centre-halves, obviously the issue that's brought has highlighted that, but I still think we look very, very similar to what we did over the years. We're just not as